Sure, sir, sure. Okay, so everyone, my name is Yagun, and we all are here just to talk about related to your Palo Alto training. So basically, Palo Alto, as these are the market leader in the security appliances. So there is a new word in the market that is called next generation firewalls. I'm just going to share my screen so that it will be more convenient for you. Oh, this is WebEx, okay? Okay, okay, fine. I'll be keep on writing on Notepad then. Okay, so are you able to see the screen now? It's a black in color. I'm just going to type
Yeah.
Palo Alto here.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay,
Yeah, we
thank you.
can see.
So basically, Palo Alto, that is a one of the vendor that support or that provide something called security, cyber security appliances. One of them, it is our firewalls, group. So other than that, Palo Alto is involved in three different domains. One is called cloud, then something is called AI plus threat, and then something is called startup. Okay, so you will be the part of startup group because the startup is your firewalls and all. Cloud means Prisma will come here, so that is cloud security. AI and threat detection, that is a different team that will be based upon your malware detection, threat hunting, and all. So we are not into it. We are into startup. So when we talk about firewall, Palo Alto, these are the people who actually brought some idea near about like something is called a next generation firewall. So that is the abstract level if we want to talk about Palo Alto and all. Otherwise, before understanding a firewall, you should know what exactly why we need a firewall at all. So what is the difference between if we will not have a firewall and why how it will bring some change if you will be having one, right? So for example, let's say what is the roots of your firewall? Few years back we used to have IDS and IPS. So that is intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system. Detection means how you will detect something. You can only detect something that is already occurred so that you will see okay what has already occurred to detect that. So that means if your device or machine that's been already compromised, then IDS will come into play some action, and they will check okay what kind of malware it is, what kind of virus it is. So again same thing, intrusion prevention system, that system works before occurrence of any compromise in your system or device whatever. But these systems were not fair enough, these are not enough for today's requirement. So for example, IDS and IPS, the way these are the basic, you can say these are the ancestors of firewalls basically. So they were using some mechanism, it is called security signature matching. Okay, so this security signature matching was happening on IDS also and IPS also. So security signature means this is to identify if anything awkward is occurring, how to identify it. Because most of the time we all the vendors, right? For example, Palo Alto, Cisco, Fortinet, and all these all vendors they maintain one database. In that database, so that will be this database. It will be having all the information about names, and something is called unique ID. So that is called their security signature of the viruses or malwares that has been occurred or occurring till date. So that is called security signature. So that is identification whatsoever has been occurred till date and whatever is going to occur. So you are going to check like this. So they maintain a database. If something is approaching to you that is matching anywhere in this database, that means you have done your security matching, signature matching, and now you can identify this is a virus or this is a malware. So that is overall idea. Okay, so IDS and IPS both work on the same strategy. But the problem is today also your firewalls also use the same thing. Whenever you have to say some device or some website is not trustworthy. So for example, there is a website, it is called something, let's say www people sometimes play crazygames.com. Okay, so this website, we think like this might be a kind of harm to your device, so you don't want it, so you just want to block it. You want all these things should be open, but when it comes to this URL, it should not be accessible at all. So in that case, what will happen? You have to match the security signatures of these things. So right now, I'm not saying URLs are having their security signatures. No, there is not security signature on URLs, but only the way they are being maintained in a database, they will be compared. So they will be saying, okay, this is malicious or not. Security signatures will always come into picture when it comes to an attack. Okay, so these are just an overview. So now firewall number one, this firewall stuff, it is costly also. If I have to say, Wi-Fi router we can afford that. When it comes to a firewall, you can have a software firewall. So usually we have a Windows Defender, that is a kind of a firewall. Okay, so that is called a Window Defender. So that is a inside firewall of our operating system that we don't need to worry at all, that is already there. But other than that, we have something firewall that is a specific full-fledged firewall. Only we do have a specific device, just like your router, you do have one dedicated device that is only for your firewall settings, how you will be maintaining those rules and all. Now if you are sitting at home, definitely you don't need a firewall. You are okay with your operating system level firewall also, and you are okay with your router settings also. But when it comes to an organization where at least you do have your business is getting impacted over your internet traffic only, there you need definitely a firewall. So in Bangalore, May 2023, what happened? There was a 10-year-old kid, I guess 10 or 7-year-old kid. So he tried to enter into one of the company's portal, and he also at eventually he got the access also. He did not do anything. He had the full access of the internal portal of the company, where we normally log in into our companies and we mark the attendance inside the company also. So he got that access anyhow. So and after that, he did not do any harmful thing. He just swapped the salaries. For example, there is employee number 1 and there is employee number 9. Okay, so employee number 1, it was having 10,000 salary, and employee number 9, it was having 50,000 salary. He just swapped those salaries between each other. So this, it took 3 months for the HR team to come to know, okay, some compromise has been occurred, or some attack, or some, there are some vulnerability in the system at all. So that if a 7-year-old kid or 10-year-old kid can do this, so you can imagine nowadays what is the skill going on in the market. So to, it is really important. This was only, he did not do anything at all. But what if he can create, he can wipe off all those settings of those salary accounts of your employees also. So that might be most of the one of the, I think, bad disaster of your life, if you will be being as the company CEO and all, or maybe anything. So that is the reason
Voice is very low.
organizations, voice is not audible.
Voice is very low, ma'am.
It is low. Wait a minute, let me check my.
No, it's fine. I think it's an individual issue, so I can hear it properly.
Okay. Okay, so okay, I'll try to speak a bit louder also. And meanwhile, you can also check your speaker. Is it on the optimum level of volume or not? Okay. So now that is the thing. So you need firewall when you have something that is really, really important, and you need specific rules, and you need some boundaries over there. So that is the reason these are the small babies nowadays. IDS, IPS, this is a very baby step. But firewall, it is like a full-fledged graduate something. You can say these are the 4-year-old baby, and this is a graduate, some university graduate, where you can rely more professional, more efficient. So that is the level of the firewall. So when we have firewall, we do have some types of firewall. Number one, okay. So types are, for example, we say some firewall can be a packet based firewall. Some firewall, they can be, I'd say, this is I'd say UTM. Okay, Then we do have zone based firewall. You do have route based firewall. Okay, so multiple vendors, they select one of them or the collection of these strategies, and they then just implement it. So our Palo Alto, that is a zone based firewall. So basically in a packet based firewall, whenever we send any data, right, if I'm trying to open https www dot networkings, okay, dot com. Don't worry about the spelling. I might be there will might be a typo, but let's say this is a website you want to open. Okay, then if this is the website you want to generate as a traffic, so now when everything will be getting into the wires, being as a sender, you want to open this website. Who will be your receiver? So receiver will be networking's server wherever this website is hosted. So that server will come into picture. So you are trying to connect with the server of networkings so that you can get the homepage of this. Now, who has told your server, like, okay, this guy is looking forward for the homepage only? That is because of this service. So every traffic is basically classified as per the service, what exactly the service is going to be. The way you are going to open any website, it will be totally different the way you will be sending an email to somebody. Similarly, there are different kind of traffics. Sometimes I hope most of you know what is a ping command. Anyone knows what is ping command?
Yeah, it is used to communicate to the other devices.
Yes, it is just a connection
Check the connection
reachability.
between
Okay,
reachability, right?
you just want
Yes,
to
yes,
check
Swapna.
whether you have a connection established or not with the particular server or not. Or not server, you can give any IP also, no
Any
problem.
host, any
Hmm.
host.
So that ping, so the way HTTPS work, that is not equal to the way ping does work, right? So these are called different traffics on road. Today, if you will see, we do have two wheelers, we have four wheeler, we have heavy vehicles and all. So the way they are getting maintained by our authorities, transportation authority as a overall, it is having different rules. So we have a different rule book of our computer networks. No matter which firewall you are using, no matter which device you are using, but there is a common in all. We do have something, it is called rules and regulations. Because if I'm sending you hi on WhatsApp, okay, so I'm saying hi on WhatsApp, let's say to somebody, I'm saying hi. That guy or girl must have received hi on WhatsApp only. It is not I'm sending on WhatsApp and he is receiving on Facebook Messenger or he is receiving on email. So that is the legacy, that is the integrity of data that you have to maintain. So such kind of things are only defined in rules, like how the data will be. So these are the services that actually take the responsibility. It will judge, it will sense what kind of the traffic it is going to be now, how it has to be resolved, and how the output will be coming back to you. That all duty is basically given to our something called of rules. So that rule is nothing but it is our OSI model. So OSI model, it is a rule book for your computer networks. No matter you are using firewall today, but you will be never ever leaving your roots. So if you want to see, we can go for TCP also, right? Even TCP and IP, that is a module that you have to know. Every single data, every single type of traffic that you are generating on internet, that is basically sorted out as per the rule of your operating system. In our operating system, sorry, OSI model, everything is basically comes under header. Okay, you have TCP header, you have IP header, you have HTTP header, you have DNS header, DHCP header, ARP header, ICMP header. Header means something. If you are generating ping, okay, now ping is equal to what? Ping is basically, it is a combination of ARP protocol and then ICMP will be getting triggered. So this ping will be, it is not having any header at all, but it is using the concept of two different protocols. So packet based firewall is a firewall that will be going through those headers only. It can only read the header and it can only stop the or filter the packet, filter your data based upon your headers only. So header is something else, data is something else. In this case, if I'm generating this traffic, now header is going to be, so Any idea what is going to be header? Header is all about who is the source and who is the destination. That's all. Source will be when we come to know about source. Source IP can be taken into consideration. Source port can also be taken into consideration. So total you have layer 3, layer 4, as well as one more important thing, that is layer 2. In layer 2, what might can come into picture? Any idea?
MAC address.
MAC, exactly. MAC will come into picture. So these all things are really important to identify who are you and to whom you want to proceed with further. So that comes under header. So every header value, it will be depending upon, so who is the sender and who is the receiver. Somebody is on not mute. Please put yourself on mute. Okay. So that is the overall idea how your packet-based firewall. So your packet-based firewall will only look into layer 2, layer 3, and layer 4 information. It will not come to know what exactly is going on here. It will pay much more attention to who you are. Okay, it will not come to know what exactly, so what factor is not coming here. So for example, okay, if I'm just bluffing anyone, I am very legitimate user, so there will be this firewall will be allowing me to get through into LAN, but whatever I'm trying to do, that is malicious, so then this firewall is of no use, right? So packet based firewall is only and only good if you just want to filter the data where your headers are important. So this is not something, so we can just say it is not a very powerful thing in the market. Next thing is called your what are the other things that we do have? We do have UTM. UTM, this is basically, it is a kind of all together combination of your security appliances, any web security, any VPN security, or any, let's say, any other web security you are trying to use. Some vendors, just like Cisco, they use a different appliances. For web security they will use different, so for email security they will use a different appliance. So the combination of all these things together, it is called a UTM. It is like a powerhouse of security. So we do have Fortinet actually, okay, that they have the in-house, every appliance belongs to them only. Otherwise UTM may have different vendors collection also, so that is called UTM. Definitely that is one of the powerful thing, but again, here the problem will be, it is the system is overall complicated. You might have to work with different vendors appliances. You might, even if it is from the same vendor, just like Fortinet, because they have in-house UTMs and all, still it will be very difficult to manage because it is dealing with multiple appliances, and to manage those multiple appliances, it is not very easy, right? So we cannot be much more comfortable with this one. Next comes your route based firewall. Anyone knows Cisco ASA? Cisco ASA is a firewall. Anyone knows about this?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
Yeah, so
know.
okay. So Cisco ASA, good. So Cisco, this is a normal firewall from Cisco, and they take the decisions on the routes. Okay, they take into consideration what are the security levels. There are something called security levels. Okay, so it may be from 0 to 100. These are the level they have set. So this level, it is like my LAN site. If I am setting my level 100 or WAN side, so this level, this number, it is like how much you are taking the trust factor. So if you are saying zero, I want to assign as the security level anything that is coming from WAN to LAN. You are okay, you are right, because you cannot trust everything that is coming from WAN to LAN side. Similarly, 100 level you can give to your LAN side, where this is my data and there is no filterizations needed and all. So security levels, they work on those security levels, and every data is being filterized based upon some route decisions. Like, do I have the route to that or not? Is this route enabled or not? So that is something called route based firewall. But this is not a next generation firewall. ASA is not a next generation firewall. Next generation firewall, now I tell you what is the difference between next generation firewall and non next generation firewall. Okay, that is another classification. It is called next generation firewall, or I would say non next generation firewall. Now let's say I have in this meeting, I have 14 members. I don't know how many, I'm just taking as a count randomly. I have 14 members. I want all of them, they can go for, they can search anything on google.com, they can search anything, they can open Gmail also, no problem at all. But the moment they are opening on Gchat, okay, so that means if you are trying to access Google Chat, you are not allowed. Google is fine. So that means if you are clicking on Google Chat, it should not be working for you. And user should be thinking, okay, might be something wrong with Google Chat only. It okay. Now let's say I'm the user and I'm trying to open google.com. I searched about Palo Alto documents and all. Yes, everything was working very well for me. But then I thought to have Google Chat login. I'm not able to log in. I am continuously saying it is not possible. So server not found and all. So definitely there are some errors that I'm having. But idea is I'm not able to access Gchat. So this thing is only possible in next generation firewall. In non next generation firewall, what will be the difference? Either you have to block full user. Okay, so here my rule was I don't want my LAN user to go for Gchat. Google.com, they can access, no point. But when they will be, anytime they will be clicking on Gchat, everything should be stopped for them. That is only possible in next generation firewall because of layer 7 or DPI. That is called a deep packet inspection as the feature enabled on next generation firewall. So on next generation firewall, you will have to block full google.com. So you have to just a simple say this is a full block. You're not able to search anything also. This is one of the main and the strongest point of next generation firewall. Now Cisco is also having next generation firewall. Palo Alto is also having next generation firewall. Checkpoint, Fortinet, everyone. So these all firewalls are different than each other based upon the decision how they filter the traffic. They take route into consideration to filter the traffic? Do they take zone into consideration or what? So that is the difference. So these vendors are different than each other based upon the decision, the criteria they are taking into considerations. Okay, so google.com, it should be fully either allowed or denied. That's it. That is non next generation. Another thing is, for example, I have a room. Okay, I in my training room there is a capacity of 20 people to sit. So I have 3 batches in a day. That is I'm serving for the training purpose. So total I have 60 people on PC number 1, row number 1. There are some PCs, right? On PC number 1, some malicious activity is being done. Now how I would come to know who has done it? Out of those 60 people, I don't know who was sitting there, and how I would say okay this was done by you or by you, and anyone won't agree on it. So you can normally on next non next generation firewall, you can have these traffic related details, we call them traffic logs. You can only see these traffic logs based upon the source and destination IPs. Okay, you can only see who was the source, who was the destination IP. But in such scenarios where you have to be aware of who was the user that time that logged in into, that is not possible in non next generation firewall. So that is one more feature of your next generation. It is called user based, user based packet and your data analysis. It is called user ID. That is second feature of your next generation firewall. First feature is called your app ID. This is called app ID, where you were trying to block this Gchat and all. Okay, I'm just going to remove this so that you should not be confused about these things. Second thing is user ID. That is user, based upon a particular user, you can actually allow or not allow something. So that is something. Another feature of your next generation firewall, that is one of the strongest one, that is AI involvement. So AI learning system. So in our firewall, in Palo Alto firewall, we have something called wildfire. Okay, so wildfire, it is a kind of a facility that, for example, let's say in whole world there are 1 million people who are using firewall. That means 1 million organizations, they are using your Palo Alto as the firewall. So let's say one bug has been found by any of the engineer. Now in organization, definitely engineers are working. Why they are working? Because they are sorting out they are troubleshooting the firewall related problems for any client, right? So let's say any engineer, they are saying we are having one bug. There is actually a bug in PAN-OS 10.x. There is something called a server cert error in DP. That is a bug in 10.x. So that is operating system of 10's version. There is a bug. So how you will report it to Palo Alto? Best thing is you just need to use your wildfire as in the facility and then report this bug. This bug will automatically be reached to what, to the concerned team. For example, it will go to the engineering team, then configuration team, design team, whatever. They will sort it out, and also not just sort it out for you, they will completely spread over all those firewalls that are right now being running on the Palo Alto appliances. So that is only possible through the centralized learning system, AI. So here AI is controlling so many things. So this bug learning, then fixing of those bugs, and these are all are possible through your AI learning system. So that is related to the AI, I mean power that you are trying to embed into. So that is called wildfire. That is the third feature and the strongest feature of your firewall, that we say it is a next generation firewall. Okay, so these are the main features. I mean, do we need to learn all these things in Palo Alto? Answer is yes, you
Uh,
will be doing
can
all
you
these things.
repeat the second one again? Source, this user ID.
User ID. User ID, for
You,
example, let's say you have combination of you have a couple of IPs, right? You, whenever you will see any log, it will tell you who is the source and who is the destination only. So but you cannot know who was the user that was logging into. For example, let's say when we log in into our device, we log in into the Microsoft Windows or Linux account with some administrator login, right? That administrator login will also be coming on your traffic log if you will enable user ID. By default it is not enabled, you have to configure it.
got it.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay, so that is all about.
Hello, hello. Sorry.
Yes,
So user ID will be configured by engineer or by Palo Alto. But in
admin,
case once
admin.
the firewall are ready, so DSCP is enabled. So something IP are happening to this firewall, right?
Hmm.
The user ID is
Hmm.
already there. So it will be take the time to restore the user ID or which one?
User id, for example, it is like extra feature. But if it is, if somebody is not using, then firewall is behaving without user id also. You will be having without users logs. If you want to see those user log, you have to enable it. And if you want to, now what are the users? These users are somebody who are the login, who are doing login. They are also kind of admins. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so these users may be created on your local firewall system, or these users are coming from some external Active Directory AD server also. So it will
Okay.
take care of everything. Whatever user ID you have created, it will maintain all those standards.
Okay. So if so, if network diagram is if the firewall is consulted by the network diagram and any users are comes to the organization and put it the
Mhm.
DSCP IP, so
Yeah.
he will be allowed to this IP to check the all the things or any rules are applied to same.
Yes, yes, why not? Because you see, user means user ID means user to IP mapping. Even any user was having DHCP IP only. Even for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we don't know. But still, he was logging into us with the system with a particular.
Yes.
But okay, so that system's information is also mapping to that IP. Okay,
Okay.
so that is like that. So it may be a kind of disadvantage, or it may be a kind of misunderstanding. Misunderstanding means what? For example, I log in into any system. That system's IP is 10.0.0.1, and I forgot to log out, right? Some other person
Yes.
is coming, and he is using the same IP now, and
Yes.
he's the one who is generating some malicious content. But here my,
Yes.
because I forgot to log out, so this might be just on my level, keep on going. So that is how this mapping will together as a team will appear on your logs. So we call them user ID logs. So we do have different logs for them.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. In
Ma'am, simply
DHCP, the
we can
IP is
set. Yeah, you can ask.
okay. Yeah, in
Mm-hmm.
DHCP, the IPs get reserved. If other user is trying to access the same IP, it will not be get assigned to that second user, I guess, because since in the pool IP is reserved in the from the pool to the first user, right? So how it will be mapped to the second user, the same IP in
No,
DHCP
I'm
concept?
saying if you are on the same device,
This is
that
the same question.
device,
Okay.
yes. So the
Okay.
device is having, it is running. Somebody forgot to log it off. It is all already active, and somebody other person is coming who is started using everything on without its own login.
Oh, he forgot to log in off. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if user
Okay.
ID is enabled, so there are some extra
Okay.
measures that we have to take into consideration. Every time you log in, do not forget to log off because it is mapping is going on,
Okay.
right?
Understood. Thank you.
Okay. So this is all about the features of next generation firewall and specifically in our
हम
Palo
नेक्स्ट
Alto
जनरेशन
firewall.
फायरवॉल में ये आपने जो बोला कि लॉग आउट करना भूल जाते हैं, सो इसमें हम कुछ टाइमिंग वगैरह सेट भी कर सकते हैं ना कि आफ्टर दैट में ये इतनी देर तक कोई एक्टिविटी ना हो इस यूजर की तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली लॉग आउट हो जाए.
नहीं, ये लॉगिन आपका इट में बी यू आर लॉगिन इनटू अ पीसी. अगर आप पीसी पे लॉगिन कर रहे हो क्योंकि ट्रैफिक तो आपका वहीं से रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है ना.
नहीं,
पीसी अगर आप
जैसे कि हम नेटवर्क में हम एसएसएच और पुट्टी वगैरह का यूज करते हैं, लॉगिन करते हैं, आईडी का लॉगिन करते हैं, तो देन जब हम लॉग कोई एक्टिविटी नहीं करते तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो 5 मिनट में या 10 मिनट में लॉग आउट हो जाती है.
वो आपका जैसे कैप्टिव पोर्टल होता है उन चीजों में होता है. दैट इज ऑल्सो वन काइंड ऑफ यूजर आईडी बट दैट इज फॉर वेब ट्रैफिक में होता ही है. फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से आई ओके फॉर अदर्स इन केस यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट ही इज आस्किंग. आई टेल यू व्हाट ही इज आस्किंग. ही इज सेइंग ही इज गिविंग वन मोर वेरिएशन ऑफ यूजर आईडी. You know, sometime we log in, we check in into any hotel and we want to say the reception, we want to have the Wi-Fi details, and they will give you, sir, this is your username and this is your password. You just try to open any website. So the first page it will ask you, it will say welcome to our hotel and enter this username and password, right? So you will give this username and password and then you will start serving that internet. So
यस.
what will happen? Maybe they have set one timer. If you are idle for 30 minutes, it will you will be logged off. Again you have to log in. Before you go to internet, you have to log in with this one. So this is what the question he is asking. So that is called a lockout time. Okay. So for example, that is called a lockout time. How after how many minutes now you will be logging into it. So that is definitely that is one of the configuration. And in fact, we will be doing a lab on captive portal also. It is one of the most
It's like
interesting
a
lab.
captive portal, right?
Yes. So that captive portal is also one kind of variation in user ID. So that is the lockout time, that whatever the time you will give in minutes, it will be accordingly coming there.
Which captive portal we can manage. I mean, we can customize the times.
Yes, yes, everything. You can give how many, if one person, let's say, I have a habit of forgetting password also and all. Let's say I forgot those details and now I'm trying to log in into that credentials and I have tried 3 times. Okay. Now, 3 times I gave wrong password and after that it is locked for next 15 minutes also. So my lockout
Hello.
time is now 15 minutes. Now it is saying come back after 15 minutes because you have exceeded your attempts. That number of attempts also you can customize on the captive.
That's a
We will
feature, I
do.
think, in every device.
So that is called captive portal. That is another variation of user ID. We will do the lab.
Okay.
Okay. So that is something else. Okay. So now that is overall idea. What we will do in this course, what you can expect. Okay, your expectations you have to settle down. Number one, we will understand Palo Alto as the platform. Okay, in Palo Alto, these things are coming under management plane and data plane. Then we do have interfaces. Okay, so we do have interfaces of firewall and all. So these interfaces you will learn how to configure them, and definitely you will see how to go for the policies and rules. Then policies will come into picture. Number four, you will learn about how to back up your firewall and all. That is called high availability, HA. Number fifth, you will come across VPNs also. For example, IPsec, that is site to site, and also remote site VPN. It is Palo Alto's own VPN that is called Global Protect GP. GP Lab, not sure we will be able to do or not, but yes, IPsec lab, full every lab, whatever the topics I'm saying, with labs only. Okay. GP lab, it is not for sure because we need certain kind of different privacy certificates, and I don't know whether it will be allowed here or not. So normally I just give some idea on my on GP to my all trainees, like how GP is working and all. Number six, you will be going for something called SSL decryption.
क्या होता है?
We, sorry,
What is GP?
GP is Global Protect. That is your basically remote VPN of Palo Alto.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
a SSL VPN.
SSL, yes, yes. That is not SSL. It is kind of combination. It is a private VPN of Palo Alto. Then the next thing that we will be doing, that is called your user ID. Okay, and then we do have something called app ID. Then we will learn about your URL filtering. Okay, and these are the labs. I mean, these topics all will theory plus lab only. And number 10, we will be going through some admin accounts, how to create admin accounts, and external server authentication.
ADS server like.
I do have
ADSL.
one question.
Yes, then we do have PAN-OS. Related to PAN-OS upgradation, we will talk about disk partition. Okay, then we will talk about your licensing. Okay, here one more thing I want to be very clear. Licensing will not be possible in our lab because of certain issues. So, but we will go through the process of licensing. I will tell you exactly where to go. Only thing, we will not be able to see the license, but yes, we will go through those all steps. Similarly, PAN-OS disk partition is something else, but PAN-OS upgradation downgradation process we will be discussing. Lab will not be possible because you can only upgrade a firewall that is licensed. So that is only thing that you need to keep in mind. Otherwise, all labs are possible. Everything will be okay to work with further.
So upgradation will not be
मैम
possible,
एक
right?
क्वेश्चन था
Yeah.
मैम हम जब मैं प्रीवियस कंपनी में जो मैं वर्क करता था उसमें जो फायरवॉल थी उसमें हम यूजर के भी इंटरनेट एक्सेस करने के लिए यूजर को भी आईडी पासवर्ड देते थे तो पोलो अल्टो में ये पॉसिबल है
Yes, yes, yes. Everything. When you have user these details, so these will be working. I mean, once you have the Palo credentials, you will be having those auth codes. Auth codes are the one how you will license your firewall.
And
And
ma'am,
sorry.
Okay. Just allow me, all of you, just allow me 2 minutes. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for the minute. Otherwise, I'll lose some internet connection. Wait a minute, huh? I'll come back.
take your time. Yeah, yeah.
मेरी
Yes, so sorry. So I had to change some network adapter settings. And now this is what all the topics that I have mentioned you. If you here the idea is basically what
Maybe all things will be do with help of GUI or CLI.
GUI. CLI is needed only for the first time. When because GUI is what? You have to take the IP, right? And
Right.
IP first you have to configure that IP.
Right.
Okay. So it is like somebody is saying how I have to call you in the first time. So I will say you can call me by my name. Who is this?
Hi.
I don't know.
Who is this?
Okay,
Somebody please.
I have a question. So in VPN, we will just go through with this side to side, not with this DM VPN, right?
Okay, Palace, you please put yourself on mute. Thank you. Yeah, now please tell me.
Yeah, so
No.
I was just asking about VPN, and somebody else is talking over the phone. It's not me.
Okay, I thought it is you. Who is
No, no,
talking
no.
on the phone?
No,
It's
I,
Pala Sarma.
Palace is trying to ask the question only. And
yes, I'm trying to ask the question. Somebody else is talking on phone. So my question is, we will just go with side to side VPN, not with DM VPN, right?
for remote side VPN, that is your GP VPN, I'll give you those settings. I'll give you the lab document, everything. But
Mhm.
it may not be possible because it's not like we don't touch at all. We
Mhm.
do it 95% in the lab. Only like whatever the expectation that we have to talk.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Who is this guy? Gaurav sir, if you are here, please can you
I'm
make
just checking that who is talking. Let me mute that person. Just let me identify 1 minute.
Hmm.
Maybe it's Aryan.
Yeah, it's better now. Seems
It's better
that
now.
person
Thank you.
has been put on mute. Thank you, whomsoever has done. And what about this, ma'am, NetPat? Will that be covered as well, or it's not a part of Palo Alto?
Which topic?
I heard something like NET or PAT is also required in this Palo Alto. I'm not sure
Yeah.
whether it's
Under policies, yes. Under
okay.
policies, you will do your NAT policy. Under policy, you will do your security policies, authentication policy. NAT cover under the policies only.
Okay,
And
and all
routing
these
is
topics are related to I mean, administrative level as well as for engineer level, right?
Yes, for sure. Palo Alto, whatever the training we provide at networkings, you
Mhm.
can go for PCNSE. PCNSE means Palo Alto Certified Network Security, right? That
Yep.
is security engineering.
Right.
And ma'am, one question more. So the Palo Alto is giving to the routing tables or something, right?
Yes, everything you will be able to see. So, for example, Gaurav sir, somebody is waiting in the lobby.
I think the
Okay,
same person is talking and he don't know actually. So I put it on the lobby. Let me try once again. Once I'll connect it with this person.
okay, no problem. So, yes, routing means one of the topic actually. So,
Okay.
because when you check security policy, okay. So,
Mhm.
for example, if I say my traffic LAN side, I'm connected with Ethernet 1/1 or one
Mhm.
slash 2. My 1/1 is connected with the internet side. So
Mhm.
that means all the data that is being generated right now, that is from my LAN side. So in
Okay.
Palo Alto, we have a packet flow. It is a detailed level of packet flow that we will do in 7 use cases. Okay, I think I don't know about other trainings and all. This is what we came to know through some sort of the suggestions of our old trainees. They came up with some idea the way packet flow would work. It will change from topology to topology, in fact, and configuration to configuration. So here we will learn that packet flow in 7 type of use cases. Number 1, when your firewall is basically working on a normal traffic, HTTP traffic, what will be the packet flow if you are working on IPsec? What will be the packet flow? If you are in IPsec, you are the sender. What will be the packet flow if you are the receiver in IPsec? What will be the packet flow when you are taking your tunnel interfaces into some different zone? What will be the packet flow when you will be taking them into same zone? Then how the AppID packet flow would work, how the URL filtering packet flow would work. So these are the 7 cases that we will consider, and we will go into the details. And anyone, somebody was asking me this question. So this Palo Alto training, it can be your first training of your life also in networking department, no matter you are from computer science or not, no matter even you are experienced or not. So this can be your first certification. Sometimes people ask me question, do we need a CCNA to complete before this? It is up to you. If you have time, you can just work on your fundamentals. Otherwise, during the Palo Alto training also, I also myself, we go into the details. If anyone is not from computer science, because in my trainings there are some people who are from mechanical background also, so we take the flow like that. So don't worry at all, there will be enough resources that we will provide you. You just need to follow that time schedule. Second part, after this training, there is a certification that is called PCNSE, Palo Alto Certified Network Security Engineer. That is one of the hottest certification that is demanded in the market. And after this training, for sure, you will be able to go for that certification. There will be few questions that William is asking me some question. Wait a minute. Where is the that chat thing is going on? I can't see it.
It should be on the bottom right.
Gaurav says somebody asked question on HA. Maybe William.
I think William.
Yeah, he's asking some question. William, I am not
Hi,
able.
can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, please tell me.
Yes.
Is there
Asking
any
for high availabilities, pair ON OS upgrades or downgrades, you will be doing it or not? HA pair OS upgrade or downgrade, will you be doing it or not?
Yes, HA, we told now high availability is the part of the curriculum. I just mentioned in my topics that we will be covering high availability. There are two modes, active passive and active active. We will be covering active passive in a detailed way. All those HA pair will be covered here.
Shagun, one more question I have. I do not have, good knowledge over BGP protocol and this EIGRP. So hope that will not create any issue while learning this Palo Alto.
No problem, Palace. So first of all, EIGRP is not being used or supported in Palo Alto at all. We don't use EIGRP. So you are lucky here if you don't know
Thanks.
EIGRP. So, yeah, nice.
Uh,
Second thing is BGP. Yes,
mhm.
we will be covering BGP whenever it is needed. So
Okay.
BGP, there are 3 routing protocol normally that we consider that Palo Alto support. One is RIP, OSPF, and BGP. We have to know the details of those. So I will have one session. There is other batches going on. See,
Mhm.
there are people who are also not from computer science background. So we
Mhm.
normally in a week, for example, Monday to Friday, we take few minutes. We revise very fundamental network fundamental things also. They requested like we want to brush up the IP addressing also, so we covered that also. If needed in this batch also, we will cover that routing part. So it will be, I think for me it will be great if you guys will be brushing those all things back to back again.
Yeah, because as you said that these protocols are required in Palo Alto, so definitely we have to go through it.
Yes, routing part we will have to do one more time, because not everyone, I would say, they will sometime they don't know how to do and these all things. So
Yes. Routing part is very, very important things of the for the firewall configuration and something about it.
So
yes, we will do.
am I the only one who needs brush up on this, or someone else is also there?
So
Everyone, I
routing
think.
concept are very, very clear here, Palash. Routing main routing is there from the firewall, right? So routing trick is very, very clear things. So I have already required.
Okay, so we will definitely do that routing part first. We
Yeah.
will we will connect that routing with Palo Alto in the second step. Primarily we have to cover what exactly is the routing. You have to understand, you have to mug up these all three routing protocols. One is RIP, OSPF, BGP. So you should be 10 on 10 on them, because in IPsec configuration there will be two type of routing that you will perform. One is static routing, another one is dynamic routing that you will perform. Okay.
Yes.
And at end of the day,
Will you be covering any real life scenarios like social engineering attacks prevention or something on firewall?
we will go for your proxy, forward proxy, that is that will come under your SSL VPNs.
And for HA, we are using HSRPC or any other things?
HA, sorry, what?
For HA, I mean for high availability. Which
uh,
protocol we are using? For HSRPC or any other protocol in Palo Alto?
HSRP is in Cisco. Palo Alto, we have different criteria. Palo Alto will embed everything on IP, TCP, and UDP only. We have demons here. So, okay, please, anyone who is knowing anything about Cisco, believe me, do not bring Cisco concept in Palo Alto, because when I learned first Palo Alto and then I learned Cisco later on. And thank God I learned Cisco later on. Cisco means too much complication things for no reason. Palo Alto is a very crystal clear concept. There is nothing to worry at all. So there are some concepts. Do not imagine those things in Palo Alto, because you will be totally confused here. Do not go into that thing. So
Okay.
HSRP is only for Cisco. In Palo
Okay.
Alto, we have different way to configure high availability. We will be working on the concept of GARP here. That is gratuitous ARP.
Okay, Nishi, thank you.
And this
Yeah.
is the GUI or CLI?
Sir, this is both, because first of all, GUI means you will need to take the IP address of your management interface of your Palo Alto device.
Okay.
IP means first of all you have to configure that IP also. For first time, if you are buying a brand new firewall, there is
Hmm.
nothing configured on it. So you have to
Yes.
configure first of all that management IP through CLI. Then once it
Hmm.
is ready, now you are ready to go for GUI by using that management IP.
You GUI by dashboard, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Where will be the
So
labs
all
be or
the
server or we will locally create it?
Labs
policies
are
and
here.
all the
Labs are,
policies,
we will provide.
sorry, all the policies are creating by the GUI process, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Policies will be on GUI.
Okay. So only for the first thing configuration the firewall. So level by CLI command, and
Hmm.
then you configure by GUI for the policy design or for the blockage or URL block or something on, right?
Yes, yes, because these are just graphical user interface based configuration. We have to go on GUI and
Okay.
CLI. Yes, whenever the troubleshooting aspect are coming, because for example, you can have, let's say, after Palo Alto training, you will be working with Palo as the tech engineer. You will be solving some live cases. If I am your customer and I'm saying, Prashant, I do not know why I'm not able to log in into my firewall through GUI. So
Hmm.
even I'm not able to log in into CLI also. So that
Hmm.
how you will be doing it. So that is the
Okay.
lab. That is the lab actually. Gaurav sir just shared. So under this lab, there are different kind of trainers. First of all, you have to search my name. Gaurav sir, just click on the folder button on that, the yellow folder. So here are different trainers. You have to search my name out of them. First of all, if you will scroll it down there, it is called Shagun. Just go to my folder. These are the labs that we actually provide during the training. So it is for example, this is your IPsec lab. Then we will be having URL filtering lab. Every single lab is here. Do not worry about labs. Whatever is possible, I have already given you the clearer idea. Wherever like we won't give you the fake hopes. Whatever is not possible, we just be very clear from the day one only, so that there should be no confusion at all. Yes, licensing purpose, there will be some challenges. Otherwise, there are superb. These labs are okay, very well versed.
Sagun, will be covering interview questions also in this.
Yes, 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 yes. Because every week there will be some sort of questions. Every week I'll conduct one mock and some type of quiz. This is high availability lab. If anyone want to check, this is how the high availability is configured in Palo Alto. So that is overall idea is on switch only. That is how we are working.
And also these are relevant to the real life scenarios, like the in the companies that we are going to work, right?
Yes.
Okay, the deployment
We do
model.
both, right? Active and active passive.
Active will not be possible. Only active passive we will do the lab, but active we will go for the because first we need to understand the active passive. If you understand active will be okay. In active, first of all, that is not one of the recommended mode of high availability in real life scenario. Also, I belong to Palo Alto domain. I am working as their
Because
platinum
at current
squad.
time we are using
No.
active in Cisco devices. That's why I'm asking.
Active will never ever be recommended from any engineer. Also, it is not recommended.
Okay, because for
But we will
continuing,
cover.
I
But we will cover what exactly is active. If somebody is asking you any question in interview prospective, so that we will cover what is active.
okay, no, thank you.
Did we have a chance to learn about Panorama?
And ideas, or it will just solely focus on firewalls only?
Everything is combined here. Theory is there. We will provide you the lag document. We will provide you the book, whatever the book we are
Or
following.
IPS and
Whatever.
ideas also?
IPS IDS, there is a no book, but I'll give you some resources how to run through. Yes, because see, there are many students. Sometimes they ask me some different question also, but definitely whatever we know, we will give you. And Vinu is asking me panorama. Okay, Vinu, panorama is not covered in this course. Panorama is for panorama there is a different dedicated course because panorama will be not covered here. For panorama, you need licensed firewall. So there is a different course for panorama by networkings only.
So you
Yeah,
guys are
in
doing
that we are
Panorama.
taking a direct access from the Palo Alto like a lab, so that is even expensive also. So if somebody is looking only for the panorama, we have that course also, but almost double or triple the
But
cost.
it is the part of PCNSC, then why it's not covered?
Introduction is there, practical
Introduction,
part will
yes,
not be covered.
definitely is there. In PCNSE, sir, there are 75 questions. You will be given up with 90 minutes out of them. In Panorama, only 4 to 5 questions you will have. And those 4 to 5 question coverage we can give here. But Panorama, we will not be go into details because only 3 months you need to learn Panorama only. It is not possible to learn in this course.
No, I'm
And
asking
and
like
what I can
when
do
we
for
go
these
in
guys,
the real life scenarios that we should be able to understand what is panorama and
Yes.
how to work on that. I'm
Yes.
not asking about the details, but how to set up it and how to work on that. That should be covered at least.
yeah, guys. So
This is
don't worry. What I'll do, we have already delivered panorama batches. Okay, so additionally, I'll give you the videos for that. Don't worry.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you very much.
Yep. Yep.
yes. Any other question?
Yeah, I think Hardeep Singh has wrote something. Basic routing switching must cover it. Yes.
Yeah. So basic routing is very important to understand like how the because routing is the main building block to it is like the second step of your journey. Palo Alto is the second. First of all, your fundamentals only. If anyone does not know what is a header, what you are going to troubleshoot in Palo Alto, so that is the challenge. Routing, flags, TCP flags, IP flags, everything is really important to understand.
If I'm not able to attend the live session, can I get the recording sessions of your guys live session?
Yeah, guys. Every session is recorded, so you can take it live as well as the videos also.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah, that what are the type of attacks prevented by Palo Alto in current advanced attacks, also managed by Palo Alto, like DDoS attacks, SQL injection attacks, like that. Also, it's possible in
Yes.
Palo Alto.
There are something is called server profiles, right? Under server profile you will learn all these things, how to go for this anti spyware, malware attacks and all. And currently they are right now the new version is 11.x, right? In 11.x, in fact, your threat hunting is also getting involved. So whatever the AI based attacks are also going on, they are trying to address it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that is different domain altogether basically. So Strata is the group where it is like the ABC of Palo Alto Firewall. After completing some time, after spending some time in Strata, there are engineers. So I work with those engineers basically. So we handle live cases, how to deal with those cases and all. After you spend 3 to 6 months, then you do have the liberty to go either Prisma or any threat hunting team if you want. So that is up to you. But Strata is the base. Strata means a firewall. Whatever we will be doing here in the training, that is the base. Okay. And by the way,
Yeah.
I forgot to have your introduction also in the beginning, and I forgot to introduce myself. So we are here not just from the training background. We all are here very strong background from the real cases also. So don't worry at all. Okay, and whatever the training is provided to you, that will be definitely whatever the labs we are having, and plus theory will be covered, and the real life scenario whatever I can bring on table for you, that will also be possible. So just need to work with the flow. That's all I would request you all. So you need to follow whatever the instructions are going to give you. There is nothing that you don't expect and something extra is happening here. No, nobody will be doing this here. We are all are very professional here. Nothing is going to happen like this. Okay. So any other question if you have, sir? How many do we have now this weekend? This is for the weekend batch, I guess.
Yeah, right. This is a weekend batch and starting from
Okay.
next Saturday. Today just introduction, and from next Saturday we have a proper regular classes.
Okay. Fine,
Yep.
fine.
What is proxy firewall, Sagun?
Proxy, it is like just like your packet based firewall, we do have something called proxy firewall also. In proxy firewall, headers as well as the data both will be filtered, both will be considered for the packet filtration purpose. That is called your proxy. And our Cisco firewalls, most of the time the web based security whatever they are working, so that proxy is the main building block for them. That is the fundamental thing that they are using actually.
Okay.
Okay, so tomorrow there is no class, right? So next week we have.
Next weekend
Correct.
we will start.
Yeah.
Correct.
We can Saturday and Sunday class or Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday, Sunday, both.
Saturday Sunday both
Today is
days,
just an
2
introduction
hours.
session, so it's only for on Saturday.
Okay.
And the
Tomorrow
timing
your
would be
class
same,
will
11 a.m. to 1
So,
p.m.
11 or
Yeah, right.
so
11 to
will
1.
there be holiday tomorrow?
Okay.
No, tomorrow there is no session. From next weekend, we have a proper classes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for the session.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. Thanks. I see you
Thank you,
in the
Sagan.
class
Yeah.
only.
Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye. Yeah, take care. Bye.
So tomorrow
Okay,
it is
sir.
not,
Thank you.
tomorrow it's not classes, right?
Yeah, right. Tomorrow there is no class.
Next weekend will be the day one.
Okay, Sagun. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
when will be received the class ID?
We are sending a classroom ID today itself. You can join the portal. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Gaurav.
And
Thank
in
you,
this
Sagan.
guys, in the same mail, the previous batch video recording, like a recording session is also there. So you'll join both the session live as well as the recording also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.